Okay, so one of the biggest things that stops people from investing in real estate is cash. But what I want you to know is that there is a way for you to start real estate investing without the heavy lift and the heavy, price tag that comes with home ownership, and that is real estate investing with REITs, which are real estate investment trusts. So I'm going to talk to you about my experience with Fundrise, which is my platform of choice for real estate investing, and I'm going to tell you why I chose them, and I'm also going to give you another option, if you want to invest in the traditional stock market, which is also what I do. Okay, I got money spread all over the place. So if you're not familiar with Fundrise is, again, a real estate investing platform that works similar to like a Robinhood. You can go in and, contribute or purchase, stocks, but those stocks aren't company stocks. They are actually homes, so you become part owner of these homes, and the homes can be not homes, but real estate, because it's residential and commercial. So I wanted to make sure I correct that. So again, these are very similar to stocks, but you're investing in real estate. So you're an owner of real estate without having to be a landlord or a homeowner or have to go through the inspections, the earnest money deposit, all that other stuff. You just pay the way that you would pay for a stock. The price tag is a little different though. So that's why I decided to do that, because what real estate provides you with is equity, number one, which means that, later down the line, the house is worth more, the building is worth more, which means you're worth more as one of those investors of said building. And two was the cash flow. So you don't get cash flow monthly the way that you would as a landlord, but you do get it quarterly in the form of dividends. So that's what makes it similar to stocks. So when I started off on my Fundrise journey, I was in the middle of paying off my student loan. So I was like, what is equity? I don't need that right now. I need the money. Run me my money quarterly because I need it. So most of what I chose and the way that I structured my account was to get the cash flow, the dividends. I wanted the money quarterly to hit my account, which it did. It's set up very much like direct deposit. So that's how I started. But now my portfolio is more of a balance of equity and dividends. I'm actually getting more equity and less dividends because I don't need the money as eagerly as I did before. So what are some of the benefits of that? What are some of the benefits of Fundrise? Number one is the access to the properties. I'm not saying you need to drive up there and see it, but if you wanted to, you could, because they give you everything you need to know about the property. These are actually things that you can Google. You know the cities that they're in, you know the states that they're in. It's not something that's in this dark hole that, you have to know or you have to seek to find. Like, the information is readily available. They give you a full recap of each type of property that you're invested in, and they create your portfolios based on what you're interested in. So if you want more cash flow right now, then they're not going to give you something that's in development, because if it's in development, you're not making any money in it until you get a tenant in there. So that's how they structure your accounts, which I like. So when I started off, I had lots of things that were already in progress, that were already making money, because I needed the money. I needed y'all to run me my money. So that's something that I like, is that I can easily recognize these apartment buildings. Actually, most of what they do are like larger residential places. Like, you'll get a few houses, but a lot of it is apartments, a lot of it is multi-use, a lot of it is commercial, which again, that's multiple checks y'all getting, which means that I have money coming in. Number two is, again, that you can adjust it to what you need in that moment. So when I started off, I was paying off my student loans. I needed the cash flow. Equity wasn't a big deal to me. But I also put my aunt on, who is my investor hero, and she was like, I don't need the cash flow right now. I need the equity because I'm trying to retire. So when we set up her account had a lot of new construction and things that were coming that weren't making money, but that didn't matter to her because she was trying to set herself up for retirement amongst all the other things she was doing. So again, you can set things up, you can set your profile and your account up according to your goals. So if you need equity or you desire equity later on down the line, like I do now, you can set up your account to have that. If you want the cash flow now, you can set it up. If you want a combination, which is where I am, you can set it up that way. My dividend checks still come, but they're a lot smaller because, again, I'm interested in equity. These property values are only going to continue to increase, and I want that money later, okay? So another reason that I'm interested and that I decided to say yes to Fundrise was that it was a low barrier of entry. I was able to own a piece of real estate before I even became a homeowner for a small price tag. So I shouldn't say that. $500 is a lot. But think about what else you're spending $500 on, girl or guy, whoever watching this. That's very low to me because it comes with no headache. I didn't have to get pre-approved. I didn't have to get a debt-to-income ratio. I didn't have to worry about my debt-to-income ratio score. I didn't have to get inspections, appraisals, and all this other stuff that you got to get when you're buying a home, okay? Whether you plan to live in it or not, you got to do your due diligence. I didn't have to do that with this. The $500 that I invested, which is the minimum that you have to invest, I was able to use immediately. So I got dividend checks as soon as that first quarter was over. And that sounds good to me. That means that's passive income. I didn't have to do anything. If something breaking, they're not calling me. This is perfect. Let me keep investing, which is what I did and which I'm still currently doing. So you do have to have a minimum of $500. But once you start seeing those dividend checks hit, you're gonna wanna invest more because the more you invest, just like a high yield savings account, the more you'll get back. So that's just the name of the game. Like you gotta be willing to risk. Like it's all a risk at the end of the day, but so far it hasn't let me down. And I'm still getting the biggest returns from Fundrise than any of the other stocks that I have. Number 4 is that they manage everything for you. So again, no contractors, no inspectors, no earnest money, no pre-approval. And that's important to me because I was focused on so many other things. I just was finding ways to make more money passively without having to trade my time for money. I already had 2 jobs. If you listen to my recent video on how I paid off my student loan debt, I had a lot going on in those 2 years, okay? So I was like, I'm only gonna do this for 2 years and then I'm looking forward to enjoy my life again. So I enjoyed that, is that it was very much a hands-off investment, very much like crowdfunding real estate, if you've heard of that. And again, I highly recommend it. And then lastly is, I think that's it. So if you're interested, I will include my code in the description box. If you use my referral code to sign up, then you get $50 in bonus shares, which means that they basically credit $50 to your account when you start. So you already were starting off with $550 versus $500. So yeah, I feel like it's a no-brainer, but people always have questions about it. I wrote a whole ebook on it, but I might promote it. I'll include the link to the ebook that I created on REITs. And I dive into all of this as well as like walking you through like my account without just, disclosing all of my information, but I'll include the link. Yeah, because I think it'll be helpful. It's helped some of my friends when I was talking to them about it. So that's why I actually decided to create the ebook. But hopefully that helps. Just to recap, the reasons why I chose Fundrise is number 1, you can actually see the investment. You can see the properties in the physical form. It's not something that's hidden, and that's important to me. I want to see where I'm investing and what I'm investing in. It's not this big company. Like these are actually apartment complexes, buildings and stuff like that. Number 2 is that you can adjust your account according to your needs. So if you need the cash flow right now, you need the dividends right now, you can set up your account to have stuff that's already cash flowing so you can cash flow. Versus if you want to make your money later as property values continue to increase, then you can set it up to be more equity driven. Number 3 is that you can own a piece of real estate for a very little amount of money. Again, it's only $500 to start. You can, upgrade your account when you feel like you're ready. I upgraded mine maybe 2 years after I signed up, but I had more cash flow at that point, okay? Number 4 is that they manage everything for you. There is no pre-approval process, no debt-to-income ratio, no contractors, none of that. It's just very much like a stock, except it's real estate instead. And then if you're interested, my code is in the description box. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. That code gets you $50 in bonus shares. So again, you're starting off already with $550 versus $500. So hopefully this is helpful. I know the economy is very hard right now and it's hard to, beat these interest rates and all this other stuff. But if you still want to get involved in real estate, get invested in real estate, and you have $500, or even if you don't, you want to save the $500, I highly recommend it. I have nothing but great things to say about Fundrise, and they keep you abreast. They send you lots of emails about what's going on, and that's helpful for me. Even market reports and things like that. Like, I just think they do a really good job of marketing their platform and updating their platform and keeping you abreast of those updates. So that's it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the next video.